Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Old Reader, New Reader. We are back with, whoa, there's a lot of comics that just show up that I did not see.
Yeah, right? What happened?
It's all
Here,
Michael.
Michael, come on.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Cole Harvey, by the way. Before this started, he had mentioned that we had a slight mistake in the title, and I fixed it. So thanks, Cole, for pointing it out before we went live. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Cole.
So welcome back. We are back tonight with our Patreon vote, which ended up being WE3, which, if you guys have never picked this up, this is a very, very quick read.
Very quick.
First time I read this, I was with my now husband. We were sitting in Starbucks early into dating, and I had it with me. I was just reading through, and we both ended up just like staring at it together and reading through and just getting very sad. Man, and even though this is a short thing, it's just like packed with just
a lot of emotion.
Yeah. Like it's definitely not as I always get confused with Pride of Baghdad because also animals.
Yes, I thought the same thing.
So I couldn't remember how it
Yes,
ended.
but this one is more
Really well.
animals or Homeward Bound meets Short Circuit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
That's what this feels
Pride
like.
of Baghdad actually spoke, almost like they were, anamorphic in a way. But these animals, they spoke, but because of the technology and not like an actual, like, full-on sentences like a human does. So I think that made it even better.
before we get started or go any further, we are talking about WE3 with spoilers. It's like Madddie said, really, really short. Only 3 issues, published by Vertigo. There's deluxe editions and trade paperbacks editions, written by Grant Morrison and drawn by Frank Quietly.
Mm-hmm.
The same team.
Quietly.
Whoa, the door in the back. I don't know if
Sorry.
that's how you pronounce it. The door in the back just bursted open. I was like, oh, man, he's going to get murdered on live camera. This is the same team that did All-Star Superman and the same team that worked on New X-Men. So they've been together for quite a long time. Flex Mentallo.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is the book that made me a Frank Quietly fan because I hated Frank Quietly's artwork.
Mm-hmm.
So, spoilers, really quick. If one of you all want to give us a quick summary as to what happened in this, because not a lot happened, but I'll try to showcase some of the artwork.
Also, I just realized that on the back of here is a review from The Onion. Is that common for The Onion to give a review?
The last place I would get.
It says creepily touching from The Onion.
I didn't think anything was serious.
Yeah.
How are they gonna quote The Onion and not Near Mint Condition? Anyway.
I mean, this came out before.
Yeah. That's why.
Also, have we reviewed this before? I had this weird deja vu the whole time.
No, you texted me as soon as you read this a couple of years ago, because I think I'm pretty
sure I've read this before too.
I sent you the file or something, and you were like, you sent me Good Dog, and I was like, oh, you read WE3, and you were like, yes, I loved it, blah blah blah. But anyway,
so it's hard to give like this is a summary of this because it's very like it's not full a lot of text. It's more of just like watching these animals. It's not dialogue heavy, but basically
or narration heavy.
We see these like 3 animals in this top secret.
Just one book, Justin.
Mm-hmm. Very short. We see these like 3 animals that have been tested on this like top secret research facility in the U.S. And they're like in these like robot suits, very almost like anime, like mecha type of deal. And the person who's cared for them and who's been like training them, basically, I guess out of guilt or something else, lets them escape the facility.
Because they're being decommissioned.
Right.
No disassemble Johnny 5. Right?
God.
Short Circuit.
And she doesn't want that to happen because they've already been, tested on their like against their will, and she's kind of created this like family and team between the 3 of them. And so she lets them go, and they're off on their own trying to figure out their own way, and the U.S. government's not having that, so they send they're basically trying to go capture them, and like they even send like a bigger dog experiment after them. And you just kind of see them going through this and trying to survive, and they have these like. And we'll get into that, but just the way that they talk with one another and those shortened sentences that you all mentioned, where it's not like full homeward bound sentences of talking. It's just like
definitely,
like
no
I'm
Michael
good,
J. Fox.
I'm good, dog.
Home.
And
It's Home.
oh yeah, it's so
Yeah.
It's like Michael J. Fox. Did he do?
sad.
Oh, he was the new one. The new
So
one.
they're like hiding, you know, they meet this like homeless man that kind of takes care of them for a bit. And I don't want to like spoil, we're going to spoil it, but I don't want to spoil everything. But
Oh, let's spoil everything
Okay.
because we have to talk about that ending.
yeah,
The ending's great.
and after
one of the
resulting in, like, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say one of the things we haven't said yet, and I think is really important, is that this story is pretty violent.
It's very,
Like
very violent.
it kicks off with what I'm about to show, this page, and you kind of get like, so if you don't like, I know a lot of people don't like animal cruelty in their comics, they want to stay away from it. So I do warn
And it
you
is
if you
in
don't like
here.
it, it is in here.
Probably not good for you.
But let me just show some of the art that kicks off this story, and this is
They were assassinating
it was a drug lord.
drug lord.
and,
Yeah.
and bullets just go through this dude, like rip him apart.
Yes.
And I was like, yes. And I'm sure most people are like, what the hell? But yes, this is what you are in for.
It's yes.
Heads up. Anyway, go and do your
And
thing.
things get really brutal because there's three. There's a dog, there's a cat, there's a bunny, and they're all adorable, which makes it really hard to deal with.
Especially that goofy dog, because it reminds me of my dog Rue. So
it's
it
just
was
a
really
goofy
hard.
looking skinny dog. It's sad. It's hard if you have any sort of connection to animals in your life. Like, it's not easy. But they get sent, or they send a bigger dog after them. Oh yeah, look at those cuties. Look at them. And they lose the bunny first, which is really sad. And then it ends up being just like the two of them left over to defeat this big dog. Basically wrapping up that at the end of this, they kind of come to a self-realization that they are not their own suits. Because they're like, well, we are not... They have like an autonomy, they have like a relationship with these suits that they're in that they think that's part of their bodies. But as they start to learn more about each other and about themselves, they realize they can take it off and go back to like regular animal life. And end up being taken in by the same homeless man they ran into earlier.
Yeah. Who was
and
looking...
That's as quick and dirty as I can get it, but I feel like it's easier for us to discuss this one.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how they decided to just shred themselves of this mecha.
But they did it cleverly because they used it as a device, as a bomb device.
Mm-hmm.
They did it awesome.
Attack to kill the soldiers who were tracking them. So they were, I mean, they're quite dangerous creatures. And the scientists about it.
I was going to show some art.
Like, these animals are dangerous, and, you know, and the fact that the scientist, the woman that ends up tragically dying herself, she trained them to work as a team. And no one trusts cats, guys. No one should ever trust a cat. And this is true.
Look at this art. Oh, I love this. Look at those little tiny little panels. I mean, how many panels do we have on this page? You don't really see a lot of comics like that.
That's what really stood out to me was the panel work. And now I know, like,
love this right here, this layout right here.
Told most of the story, right? The artwork told most of the story, but we can't obviously. It's still Grant Morrison's story, even if he wasn't writing this dialogue or narration, because he had to, write out the plot points. But I think the perfect combination of a storyteller and an artist coming together. Because
I absolutely agree.
So
you can tell he's a good writer because he uses what dialogue is in there between these animals is done like perfectly at the right moments. Like the point you mentioned with the where they train them as a team. Like, I love that part.
Yeah.
You see this bigger dog that they've sent after the crew, right? And he's facing off against their dog. Mm-hmm. And like, they're gonna get him. They're gonna destroy him. When then you have like your army guy that's like, no, you don't understand. She trained them to work as a team, and I hope that they already got that cat. And then you see the cat come out and help him take it down.
Man.
So one of my favorite things that happens in this book that I was like, okay, Frank Quietly. Like, to me, Frank, the way I describe Frank Quietly drawing, like his women, like especially in New X-Men, they always look like ugly bald men with wigs. That's the way that I see Frank quietly drawing women, and that's the best description I have for it. And I know there are some people that are not fans. Well, he's the guy that did All New Superman, right? That you all read.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
I guess
chubby Superman.
Put the two and two together.
Oh, chubby I never put the two, but now it makes sense. I can see it now. Okay.
Well, when we go over New X-Men, you'll see what I mean. I could not get over that. I'm like, why do people like this guy? And then this book came out, and these panels right here, oh my gosh, like I was a big fan of this because it's all, this is showing how I'm sorry, is it Rosie? Is that her name? Helps them escape.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So she's helping them escape. There's no dialogue. It's just done through security cameras at different times. And how they all are managing this escape. You know that she's the one that's helping them escape. There's the 108 panel. Oh man, this is pure genius. Loved it.
Oh, I love it.
And I was like, okay, quietly and Morrison need to work together on some. There's a total of like 5 pages that are like that are just wonderfully done. And I've shown you all some of the brutality, but I do want to show like a little more while you all talk. Amanda was talking about how dangerous they are because they literally wiped out a whole squadron of army dudes that were trained to kill.
But also civilians as well, because and one of the things that they were obviously the WE3 program was just a pilot program, if you will. So they wanted to decommission them for something better, I guess. And that's a whole story. I mean, it's this comic activism, talking about how our warfare, what we do these days, like we're trying to limit the lives lost of humans, right? But what cost? These animals that were bred literally to obey us and be with us, using them as the tool. Yeah. Right. But they end up killing a gentleman and his dog, and they let the son go. But in it, there's this very poignant scene. This is where the bunny loses its speech, essentially, or its sense of speach. Is they are
because he gets shot in the head.
Yeah, but the head where the device is, and they think they're aliens. Which I would have thought the same thing if that had happened. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And
let's be real. Some hunters have accidentally shot other things that don't look anything like this. But
aliens. So the guy, obviously the guy's dog went to attack, and of course, on instinct, they attacked back. They killed the father, killed their dog brutally.
Man, that cat, dude, that cat's a pisser.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that they, obviously kill indiscriminately based on the situation doesn't matter if you're the same species or
love
not.
that. Love when he's sitting there just saying bad dog.
He says bad dog because he realized.
Thought we got kicked off of YouTube again, but I think it's just Amanda freezing.
Bless. But yeah, man.
There you are.
All of the bad dog, good dog convo is so good. It's just, it breaks my heart.
It's so good. and then you're like in issue 2, you see this the mastiff they're sending after him. You're like, oh shit, they're gonna get slaughtered because this thing is a huge killing machine.
Yeah.
And luckily it was the bunny that ended up sacrificing his life to kind of weaken that big ass dog. Otherwise he would have been coming after them, killing them all. Man, and then when what's her name dies and she tells him your name is Bandit, you're not, she tells him that you're not number 1.
And the bullets are riddled through her. And that's so I don't know if you've noticed this, but I noticed that there are no sound effects in it. They don't have bam, 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 or pow, or in a normal comic book. Because you see they're clearly getting shot at, or the dogs are growling, attacking, but you don't see that necessarily.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I never noticed that.
I feel I see one sound effect here, but you're right. I haven't seen any for the bullets. I think that's a cat sound. And that's the only one.
Yeah, you're right. That's all I saw too. Was when the sounds are on when the cat gets knocked back, but not for door shutting.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Sean Sullivan, happy birthday.
Sean.
I feel like I need to do a reverse super chat and give you your money back because it's your birthday, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But yeah, Amanda's right. There are no sound effects for anything. Just when the animals are making sounds. Look how... Oh, I just want to point how just badass and evil this cat looks.
I know.
That's the only one I would be like, I don't know if I want that cat.
And man, I would show you guys how brutal it is when that dog attacks the bunny, but I don't think I can handle showing that on the screen.
Nah, I kind of skipped that one for a reason.
Ooh.
But one of the cool things, each of the covers, so like I said, this is all 3 issues. Each of the covers has the... Oh, this is so heartbreaking because I've had to do this. Had a missing pet poster.
Yeah.
So that's what the covers are, right? And you find out what each of the animals' names are through this. Like, this is Bandit. He's the pup, so he's the cover to issue 1. What's the Tigger? Oh, goodness. What is the cat's name? It's like Trigger...
Tinker, Pirate. Hold on one second.
Pirate is the bunny. Oh, no. Poor Lyndon. She's not a fan of Frank Quietly's artwork either.
Fair.
But, yeah, I think calling it a brutal short circuit meets homeward bound kind of story is the way that I describe it.
And the character development, even with the dog, is just really good. The minute he learns about his name, you can just see like his kind of how he approaches it going forward. He's like, oh wait, so am I not we? Is this coat? Is coat not we? And like really, it's so good.
Oh yes, especially when they start tearing it down and like what Amanda was saying earlier, that it was all, a trick to get the military in there, and then they set that bomb off and blow them up.
All right, I think people are freaking out because I bent the spine.
Y'all,
this book was like $5. I'm not doing that to Omni over here. What? Y'all need to calm down.
Somebody was asking earlier if the deluxe. Okay, so there's a standard edition hardcover, and then there's the deluxe hardcover. That's what this is. I don't know if this is out of. I want to say this is out of print. I keep an eye on Omnis and Epics, not really deluxe hardcovers, but it might be out of print.
Michael, no, you're $5.
Hey, everything okay?
Matthew says,
sorry. Yeah, Lyndon cut her lip on my Coke can because she can't leave me alone for 5 seconds. I apologize.
No, is she okay?
She's fine. I gave her a wet washcloth to suck on for a little bit.
Oh,
okay.
Baby. Man, I'm about to lose everyone. Look at everybody just like.
How much is a banana? $5?
It's fine. The book's $5. It's a trade. It came in this condition before I had it.
So Clarknado is saying the OHC is way out of print. I'm sorry, guys. I really didn't know. I have no idea when it went out of print. I got it a couple of, I guess about 3 or 4 years ago. Yep. Amanda, is your internet okay? Looks like your connection's a little, it's lagging a little bit for some reason.
I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully they didn't. They're working on my fence right now, so hopefully they didn't knock anything when they worked on it.
Oh, there you are.
Fingers
there you
crossed.
go. That's better. Maybe they saw that they did something and then they plugged it back in.
Is it bad? Okay.
No, you're good now. Can you hear me?
I don't know. It is kind of.
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with it.
So it comes and goes. So I think you're okay now. Okay.
No,
yes,
I don't think so. But it's fine. Keep going.
Okay.
If I have to get off, you had to get off.
We'll power here.
You're good now. Yes, I didn't know about the oversized hardcover flex. My bad. I just did a quick eBay check, cheapest price of the little guys. It's only
Is
3
that
issues.
true,
Don't.
or are you just saying that because of the number? Taps logic.
$69.99. I think it's only 3 issues, though. I don't know if that's worth $60-$70.
No, I think it's a great book, but I don't think for that much. It's pretty short. Honestly, like I only bought a copy because I found it on sale at like a convention, and reading it digitally still gave me as much of like an impactful experience as it would be owning it.
I got lucky and found a copy of the deluxe edition on eBay for $10. There you go. So, what did you ladies think about this book? Like the artwork, the writing, too short, could have been longer. Didn't like it. Liked it.
I think it was just long enough. I don't think I needed 300 pages of this. That would have been overkill on my heart. No, I think it was a great book. It got to the point of what it was trying to demonstrate. It had a bittersweet ending, not necessarily happy because we did lose an animal. But I think the team between Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly was an exceptional team to put on this particular book. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is the perfect amount for this. I think he did all he needed to do to tell his story, as many pages as it was. I thought, obviously, like what I said before, they're a great team. I think the dialogue was used strategically. It was very well placed. And it's a very, like, touching story. And I wouldn't change a thing about it. And this is the, like, third time I think I've read this. And it's still just as good every time.
I got bad news for you, Michael.
Where have you been?
But Michael, let's be serious, though. I mean, if the bunny, cat, or dog had to go, nobody wants to see the dog go.
No. You remember how it happened with
the cat? The cat's 50-50. But the bunny...
Even when I thought Shadow wasn't coming back in Homeward Bound. Whew, that was rough.
Hey, we're spoiling this, not Homeward Bound, okay?
Oh,
one spoiler at a time.
I do agree with DBZ All-Star. Everyone, please do not read this and Pride of Bad back to back, because both of them...
heartbreakers.
You might as well throw Where the Red Fern Grows and Homeward Bound and Old Yeller in there.
Marley and Me, I can think of so many things you just don't need.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Or what's Soichiro? The story of Soichiro, right? Or the one in Hachiko. Thank you, Hachiko.
Yeah, but doesn't it kind of have a happy ending?
No.
That was a wicked bummer.
That was one of the saddest stories ever.
It's like that episode of
Don't you dare bring up Futurama. Oh God, I can't watch that one. That one's rough.
But yeah, I give this a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay.
I think it's perfect as is, and this artwork, like, I like his artwork in here. I totally forgot he did All-Star Superman.
Me too.
I did not know until you mentioned it.
I got you.
I like his artwork with animals, but I really feel like if there weren't animals involved and this was just only people in this, with this artwork as it is right in here, I would not like it.
Yeah.
But it works for this.
Amanda, what would you give this?
I think I would give it a 10 out of 10 too.
Okay.
It was a very well done story.
I think it's a perfect story that I wish they would turn into a movie, because you literally have the storyboard right here. You've got the script and the storyboard. All you need is that money for the special effects. So for me, this gets... I hate to sound like a broken record with you all, but it's a 10 out of 10 book. It's a solid book.
Well, it's okay.
There's nothing negative. Yeah, it's very few times that we all give a book the same score, and this is one of those rare times.
It's definitely one of those times.
Maybe it takes more 3-issue storylines.
No, I don't think we would have listened to Baha Meds, who let the dogs out while reading.
Okay, first of all, nobody was even listening to it back then either, except those Shrek movies. Was it Shrek?
No, not Shrek. They didn't. have
Hey,
that song in it.
DBZ All Star, you didn't have to bring that up.
That one was
That's so
rough.
sad.
That one
And
was
you're right,
rough.
Frankie Muniz Wicked doesn't remember that.
Oh, is he got brain issues?
Yeah, I forgot what happened, but he doesn't remember most of his like childhood or like Malcolm in the Middle. Like literally doesn't remember it.
Damn, I'm just learning about all this stuff. This channel's teaching me so much about Frankie Muniz, especially how to pronounce his last name. Y'all are sappy saps. Yeah, we are. So if you've read this...
On the inside, we all feel like how that adorable little Lyndon does on her face.
Oh, yeah,
that's
we're all...
On the inside, that's what we all look like.
Lyndon. Shh. I know, I'm so sorry. She is...
okay.
She's taking this to a whole other level. Are you...
I would do the same.
Can I see?
I do the same now.
Yeah.
If I cut my lip on a beer can...
Said she wants a Band-Aid for it. I'm afraid to break it to her. That's going to be really hard to do.
I don't think that's going to happen.
They all want to know if you're okay.
Canadian Invincible Comics gifts it at 8.74. I love his reviews. 10 out of 10. I read about the page where the bunny dies. DBC All-Star also gave it a 10 out of 10. Ryan Blue Thunder, 10 out of 10. And I haven't seen the new Watership Down movie. Have you all seen that? 10 out of 10 from Attila Deek. And Phil Owens saying Dark Phoenix Saga is also heartbreaking.
For Omar, it's heartbreaking.
For me, it is. That episode was heartbreaking. He doesn't remember Malcolm in the Middle at all.
Yeah,
it sucks because the rest of the cast would love to do a reunion. Apparently, Muniz, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Only remembers Bryan Cranston, who that was his dad.
Did you never?
Yeah, did you? That? How did you?
No, it's true.
Yeah, apparently Madddie just broke it to me.
Yeah, so he had some accident or something, and he absolutely does. There's like a big chunk of his childhood he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember Malcolm Middle.
10 out of 10.
Like he doesn't remember a lot of those shows he did when he was younger. Literally no memory of it.
That's crazy.
I know.
I wish I could forget things.
Cody Banks. Do you remember that movie with
Hillary? Does it?
Amanda with the important questions. Does he remember Agent Cody Banks?
Right.
He's doing good now. That man loves him some Lizzo. So I think he's doing fine.
Wow.
Oh, okay. That's where he is?
Yeah, I think his Twitter profile picture was a picture of him holding Lizzo's purse. Like
he really knows
artwork.
Okay. I never watched Malcolm in the Middle, so I'm not, that was after my time.
It wasn't.
But I did watch My Dog Skip. And that one was sad.
I watched Agent Cody Banks.
I believe she just watched that last week for some reason.
It's probably on Disney Plus, but I just started Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I'm working my way through that now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a good one. Till they changed Aunt Viv. Because the original Aunt Viv, I know her and Will Smith got issues, but the original Aunt Viv was the bomb.
She was.
She wasn't even allowed to come back to the reunion. That's holding a damn grudge, man. Come on, Willie Smith. You're better than that, man. You could buy an island. Let the original Aunt Viv come back. What the hell am I going on about? I'm sorry. I've been drinking.
Over your new reader /
We're talking about Will Smith out.
His trauma about Aunt Viv.
I hate when actors are replaced in TV shows and movies. I hope is she okay? Still the same issue, or okay? No more.
Still the same issue. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
It. As a kid, I hate it when a different voice actor would take over the role of a character. As a kid. So as a grown-ass man, when an actor replaces another actor in a role, oh, dude. I'm like, no, hell no. Like of course, Rhodey in Iron Man.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's hard.
I was okay with that.
I wasn't.
I didn't even realize Don Cheadle was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air until I watched the first season, and he is one of his buddies.
And DJ, and DJ Jazzy Jeff isn't doing well health-wise either. Something's going on with him. Agent Cody Banks is 34 now.
He's my age?
Duh.
Man.
He still looks like a baby, though.
Yeah. It's like Elijah Wood. Because I was watching Lord of the Rings reunion with Josh Gad, and And everyone in the comments like, how has Elijah Wood not aged? I was like, oh no. I mean, he smoked constantly. He should be like, honestly.
I'm sorry, man. I love Don Cheadle. I think he's a phenomenal actor, but I never saw him as Rhodey. I think Amanda and Madddie disagree, though. I think they both liked him more.
I like him a lot as Rhodey. I'm
Terrence
okay
Howard. I was a Terrence Howard fan. So I think there's 10 of us. And so is there a winner for... Nobody really wins in those movies, but I think the people have spoken for Thor. Y'all gonna make my ass watch Thor 2.
Whatever, I'm excited for it. There's not, to me,
I do not like that movie.
So I'm excited to watch it.
Are you serious? See, I know which ones are bad, and that one is... okay, no, nothing is that bad. Nothing... although...
I would love too, and he's now on Cameo. So if anyone wants to get me his cameo, like a shout out for me, I would appreciate it.
No, we don't do that here. This is what the show's about. Yes, I can't get enough of that.
Amanda, all you need to do to meet Elijah Wood and talk to him is just make sure you have an Animal Crossing island and have turnips selling for a lot of money. He'll come to your island.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. Animal Crossing. That's what I need. I want to talk to Elijah Wood so bad.
You know, that's the big thing right now. It's like him and then man, I never know how to pronounce his name, but the guy who's playing Shang-Chi, who's also in
the grocery store show.
Yeah. I
forgot. Oh, it's Kim's
Kim's Convenience.
Yes, yeah. Kim's Convenience. Mm-hmm.
He did the same thing. He also visited somebody's island and they became friends. So cute.
What?
Oh, wow. Okay, so DBC All-Star said it's transient. Okay, not going to pronounce that word.
Oh. Ischemic attack.
Okay, Amanda knows what that is. Is what caused the memory loss. I can't even pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to even try that. Thank you. Muniz. It's a loss of blood flow that can affect the brain. That sucks. Just hack Animal Crossing is what Andrew Fox is saying. Can you? Catwoman is definitely not the worst comic book movie that you can watch. I mean, it was fun. I mean, there were some saving graces.
Right,
Need I say more? Like, that never gets old. Come on. But we can, yeah, absolutely. It's interesting, man. Like we put up the poll yesterday, and people are arguing already. I love it. They're
I know it got
in the comments section. They're like,
and just so everyone knows, we don't base it off what we think is the worst Marvel movie.
Even though I think Thor 2 might be the worst one. This one just
critical reviews. So when people are like, I don't understand why Captain Marvel's not on there, because it wasn't reviewed badly by the critics, Metascore, etc. So that's
where is Captain Marvel? Like somewhere in the middle?
It's in the middle, like where the Ant-Mans are and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone I've ever talked to is like, "Yep, Thor 2 is the one." It's the
one. I
think it's Iron Man 2. So
I can't really decide. It's between Thor 2 or Iron Man 3 or Iron Man 2. One of those three for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I enjoyed Incredible Hulk more, but that's just me.
You know what, DVZ All-Star, talking about Muniz. Well, we'll be saying a lot of Mew Mew tomorrow, so...
Oh, that's right, because Kat Dennings says...
Meow meow!
I was like, what? Who taught her how to pronounce that? It wasn't Stan Lee.
That was the point.
Let's see. DBC All-Stars should be spliced with the playground fight scene in Daredevil. Oh, the basketball scene? From Catwoman?
Did someone do that? Someone used their...
Oh, what? Matthew? You?
Matthew?
Are you... Wait. Here's where people are split. Watch this. Omar, I forgive the fact that you accidentally put Thor Dark World instead of Ragnarok. People were in there talking about Ragnarok, and I'm like, man.
I will fight a fool.
Yes, Ragnarok is phenomenal.
Listen, Thor Ragnarok is one of my absolute favorites in the Marvel movie. I'll watch it again. Right now.
Thor Ragnarok gets compared to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3. That's what a lot of people.
Oh my God.
I can see it. I like it, but I can see why. It's a different tone.
I'll fight someone.
Like, okay.
It's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then Thor Ragnarok, and then other ones.
Other ones, not even top 3. Thor 2 is not good, but let's get
Okay,
real.
yeah.
Electro was awful. Okay, well, if it's not
We can all
MCU,
agree on that.
yeah, Electro was pretty horrible.
Yeah,
I wonder if Electro's gonna be worse than Daredevil. Because I remember rewatching Daredevil, and I'm like, okay, it's not as bad as I remember, but it was still pretty shitty. Madddie, there's so much killing in Ragnarok. How do you like it? Michael thinks you have a problem with death or killing.
Yeah,
Is that a thing that you talk to him about?
No,
Is he your therapist? Like, what's
Do
happening here?
Do you know how much gory shit I watch and read? Like, all of Courtney's just being like, you know what's going to be calming right now? A horror movie. That sounds great.
There you go.
I hate killing. I don't do horror, but...
People hate
Thank you,
Ragnarok.
Andrew.
Yes,
Brought a
Andrew,
breath of
I
fresh
know.
air to the MCU movies. And Maddie's ready to cut somebody. Not. I mean, there is quite a few number of people that don't like it. And I get it. Everybody has their own taste.
Well, it's a bad one, but it's fine.
Well, we're talking about the MCU movies, right? Not.
Yeah, not...
Otherwise, we'd have Green Hornet in there,
Yeah.
The Phantom,
Yeah.
all the other crappy movies.
I wish we could see more of Kat Dennings in the movies. I'm sad that she only.
Where
got
is
to have
this
that.
coming from? In
What,
the
me?
MCU? Yeah.
She's in Thor 1 and 2 and
No, I know, but I mean, were you a fan of her character or just Kat Dennings?
no, I just love Kat Dennings.
I do too, but man, her character was awful in those movies.
Well, that's why I'm sad that like she was that when she could have like it's always sad when you see an actor in the MCU they're like, oh man, but they would have been so great as this now.
Mhm.
You know?
Okay.
Like that's how I feel about oh man. How do I forget his name?
Which one?
Plays Shazam. He's brought up earlier.
Oh, the guy from Chuck. I don't remember his name. Amanda would know.
Zachary Levi, sorry.
Thank you. I knew
There,
you were back.
there she is.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel
Wait. Kat Dennings is supposed to be in WandaVision. That's the second time
Oh.
I've seen that.
All right, I'm down.
Now, I'm a big fan of Kat Dennings.
Why? Because
she's
of what
really,
she
really
looks like?
pretty. And I've never seen an episode of Two Broke Girls. I've just seen her movies. That's
I
it.
watched it for her. That
Okay.
show's not good. I just like Kat Dennings.
Okay, see?
I'm a simple
Right?
woman with simple taste.
Simple days.
I'm also a fan of Kat Dennings for that very reason, but I did not watch any episodes of Two Broke Girls, so I can say that Wonder Maddie's a bigger
Zach
fan.
and Nora's Infinite Playlist. She was
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was in that. She was in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
She has a
Terrible.
new show called Dollface. That's very good
Mhm.
on Hulu.
Okay.
We all forgot what happened to Sif.
Taika can do no wrong. Watch What We Do in the Shadows. I need to catch up with the
I
TV
agree.
show.
I had to catch up with the TV show too, but I do love the movie.
I thought she was pretty bad in that one Hulu
Oh,
show
I
too.
like that Hulu.
See, I don't go in for the acting. There's only certain actors and actresses that can get
we
away
know
with
what
that.
you went in for with Kat
Yeah.
Dennings.
Her freaking big, beautiful eyes.
She's stacked. We all know. Let's not.
What? I've never seen below the chin. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
You have. It's Kat Dennings.
You two don't know me.
I know you very well.
Yeah, you do.
The
Kat
girl's
Dennings will
stacked,
play
and
death
she's
in
beautiful.
this. Oh yeah, she is.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Hmm.
And Omar's like, I don't know about her voice.
Two Broke Girls isn't good, but I've also watched several. My man. Yes, I love it. It's like this turned into a Kat Dennings and what's his name, Frankie Muniz episode.
How did that happen?
All right, the real question though, somebody asked earlier, what happened to Sif? I think the writers, directors, and crew forgot about Sif.
Yeah, I think that the Russo brothers had no use for her in the movies. They
Yeah.
replaced her with Valkyrie.
And that was cool, but they still could have thrown the girl out there in the back, like, hey, I'm still here in the
Yeah.
background.
Well,
Or
maybe
at
we'll
least
see
in the
her.
In Thor
in the
Love and
battle.
Thunder. Yeah, Thor Love and Thunder.
Oh, no way. We got something. You
That's
really
true.
think
They
we're going to
got
see Sif?
Natalie Portman's back.
We got Natalie Portman back. We got the Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah.
We've got Jane Foster Thor.
A lot of characters.
I'm sorry, Sif. You just got cut. You're going to go
Well,
back
honestly,
to...
I think that's what they realize is what works with Thor is not just him by himself, but when he's surrounded by other characters, that's what makes Thor more interesting.
Yo, for real, that is my favorite, what's his name movies? Tyler Kirsch? Is that how you say his name?
Taylor Kitsch.
Yes, that Wind River.
You mean it
by
wasn't
far.
on Mars?
Oh, no, not that guy. The writer, he was in Sons of Anarchy. He's done a couple movies. He did Hell or High Water. No. The actual talent in that show was the sheriff. the guy that got killed in season 3. He's a writer, and he also directs movies. He did Wind River, which is freaking awesome. One of the best movies I saw a couple years ago. Hell or High Water. He's known for Serpico. Not Serpico, Sicario.
Sicario?
Anyway, yeah, you know the one with
I know,
Benicio
with
del Toro?
Blunt, yeah.
Okay, I said Benicio del Toro. You went with Emily Blunt, but yes, okay. Yes, he's in there too. Wind River was my favorite movie that he did. That movie was freaking excellent.
That was her and Jeremy Renner, right?
Elizabeth Olsen and Jeremy Renner. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. It's a great movie. Sicario, yeah. Dude, that ending of Sicario, woo! That was rough. I still need to see the sequel. Okay, Justin's saying Taita.
On screen, we saw the three warriors. We didn't see Lady Sif. What happened to her, though?
There was a cut scene that she got killed. Taylor Sheridan, thank you so much. I really thought Amanda would correct me, but I guess you didn't know that guy.
No, I don't. But
he's
now
only done a few movies.
Shh. Oh, sorry.
You told me shh. Okay.
No, sorry. It's my fence people. They're knocking on the door right now. Hold on, I'll be back. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you're telling them the shh. Yes, Taylor Sheridan. Thank you for pointing that out. I thought Sif, Jamie Alexander, actually wasn't included because she had scheduling conflict with her blind spot. I mean, that very well could be. I was just having fun. I really don't know the reason. She was in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in season 1, right? I remember they were trying to tie those up to the movies, and then that kind of went away after a while when they realized that's a little much. Really? Sicario 2 was better than the first one. That first one was great. How can you top it? All right, I'll take your word for it, man. I'll watch that. My fence people. Yeah, Amanda's got fence people. She's that rich. She's got fence people.
Yeah, their battery died on their truck.
And you had to jumpstart it for them?
Well, I don't have... Well, all my stuff's in the garage, but...
Did you tell them you're in the middle of a show, you'll come and help them out afterwards? Did you tell them to watch? Don't forget to like, subscribe.
They were come. This is late. He said they're going to come this afternoon, and they showed up at 5:30.
Like, sir, listen, I'm busy talking about Frankie Muniz. I'll get back to you in like
help you.
And my friends are talking about Kat Dennings' talents from Two Broke Girls. Anyway, I gotta go. Let's talk more about Elizabeth Olsen stuff.
Okay.
She never really did it for me. I think she's a good actress. She's definitely a lot better than her sisters at acting. Right?
Yeah,
Am I alone here?
Yeah. Well, her other sisters don't even act anymore. They just.
They had a fashion line, and then they had that detective.
Marry rich men, and they still have. Yeah, and they just are New York City socialites now.
Taika needs to ditch Marvel and give us Akira. Oh, he was supposed to do that. But can you even do Akira justice, though? Like,
well, now that I've read the books and watched the movie, I have no idea how you can't even.
It would be like Dune. That's what I'm like. How are they gonna do Dune unless they do it in 3 parts?
It would have to be a mini-series because. That movie made no sense. And Akira, honestly, in a lot of ways, doesn't make sense either.
The movie, no, because it was finished before the manga. But when the manga wrapped up, it had a good ending.
Yeah. Well, when I finished the manga, I was like, man, I was just so stressed that whole time. Do I really know what happened? I was just going to just go. And then I watched the movie directly after, and I was like, what is this? I remember texting Omar, like, this isn't what I read.
Yeah, and I was like, he didn't finish the manga.
And me talking to Elliot, like, but doesn't he do this? He's like, no. That person's not in the movie. I'm like, what do you mean Akira's not in the fucking movie? It's called Akira.
I think that was the first time most people saw Akira. The little kid was in the anime instead of the manga.
I made me laugh so hard. I was like, Akira's not in the movie.
No, it's just named Akira. I think Taika's doing Star Wars after Thor 4.
He is.
Would WE3 be better animated film or CGI one like the new Lion King?
It's interesting because they've actually were in talks of doing a movie like as early as 2004, but then New Line Cinema dropped out and kind of went nowhere. James Gunn was the last one, I think, in like 17 or something who mentioned that he would love to make it into a film.
Yeah.
But I think the idea would have been fully CGI creatures. They would have been CGI creatures, not animated.
What?
Yeah, it would have been animated.
I want to see a robot in a
have
robot suit, like a dog in a robot suit, walking around with practical effects.
The heck? Animal cruelty all around. They would be like totally.
Did we not learn anything from The Hobbit? Didn't they lose like 7 horses?
Animated, it'll age better, anyways.
Yeah.
Now that I can get behind. Akira needs to be a 7-season anime. I'm good with that. But Sledge is saying it's obviously Akira should be a trilogy better than a trilogy of trilogies.
That would be fine. I could deal with that.
Yeah, and I feel the same way about Dune whenever they're doing Dune, because there's so much to Dune that the movie that's coming out later this year, I hope it leaves it open for like, hey, we're not done with the story.
Yeah,
there's
I'm surprised. More. Because when they did because Dune has been like a mini series before. I feel like
on the Sci-Fi Channel,
it was well suited for that with James McAvoy, right? Back in the day.
Maybe I can't remember who was this. Sting? Nope, Sting was in the original. I don't remember who was in the new one, but you're right. It was a mini series. It's just so much to take on. It's such a huge book.
Oh, God.
DBZ All-Star. We don't talk about American Oldboy here on this channel. Never happened.
Oh, yo! But Oldboy, the original Oldboy, had the best fight scene I've ever seen in my life. The hall, right?
Oh
I always bring up that fight scene with anybody.
I mean,
and then when my
girl,
like the movie itself is part of the Vengeance trilogy, but the fight scene, I've hyped it up for so many years that when my wife finally saw it, she's like, I was expecting something completely different.
Watch Oldboy, but don't look up anything about it. It's so good. I will say, when people started complaining early on into quarantine about being quarantined, I was like, you've got nothing on Oldboy. You want to see real, like isolation? Oldboy, get Oldboy. That's real isolation. Oh, he's so good.
It's based on a manga, 8-volume manga. So I read the manga first before watching the movie. Yeah, the movie's excellent. What was it? Yeah, it's part of the Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and then Lady Vengeance. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is rough, though.
Yeah, I've got all of his movies. That director, I recommend all of them.
Yeah, they're great movies. That hallway scene is dude. That hallway scene is the most realistic, and I know it's ridiculous to say that, fight scene I have ever seen in a movie, but it isn't better than the raid. I mean, if it's different though, right? Like, that's the kind of fight scenes my wife was expecting when I said this is the best fight scene I've ever seen in a movie. And then when she saw it, she was like, okay, this is really awesome, but it's completely different than what I was expecting. Daredevil Hall fight scene. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
no, Lady Vengeance doesn't get enough love. You're right.
I showed my husband, and he was underwhelmed, and I was devastated.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's my fault. I hyped it up with my wife. And you probably did the same thing.
Yeah, I think that was what it is. That's why, I want to show a monster and stuff like that, and I'm trying to keep my cool about it. Because I'm worried I'll show it to him and be like, oh, it's fine. And I'll just be crushed, and we'll have to get divorced.
Right. It's always heartbreaking when you love something so much, and then, like, you show it to 2 of your best friends, and they end up shitting on Dark Phoenix, right?
I'm sorry.
It's the worst feeling in the world. And being drunk doesn't help when you hear it too. It
happens to me all
the time.
Like how I
threw that? Yeah, I just brought that full circle.
It happens to me on everything because no one I love likes anything I like.
That's not true.
I tried showing Tommy Moulin Rouge, and he's like, "This is such a bad movie." I was like, "Well, you just don't get it."
Tommy's wrong. It's fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
I watch Dan Harmon because of you now. So not everything you don't like.
What Dan Harmon do you watch? Are you talking about that TV show? What are you talking about?
Dan Harmon, dude. I can't remember the dude's name. Dan Murrell. That's it.
Dan Murrell.
Whatever, that guy. Yeah.
I was watching Rick
not Community guy.
You watch Dan Harmon before I watch Dan Harmon stuff.
This is true.
Just because you're older.
Old boy, shut up. Hallway fight scene more realistic than the raid 2. Choreograph is still good. Yep. Community and Rick and Morty. See, Mike's on the same page.
But you met Dan Murrell.
Damn, Dan Murrell.
Oh man, have you seen Ichi the Killer, Omar?
I'm a what's his name? Takashi Miike fan.
Ooh,
guys, his movies are. Well, I mean, all his movies are. I think the most probably his most basic movie was what's it called? Happiness of the Katamaris, and that's even weird. Mm-hmm. He's a weird dude. Like, he did this amazing, and I've talked about this on this channel before, but Masters of Horror. He did one episode of Masters of Horror. It's nothing but torture porn.
I mean,
but it's rough. Like, but it's one of the best ones.
Yeah. That's why reading Junji Ito and stuff has always feels so unique to me, because a lot of other Japanese horror creators very much go into the sexual body horror.
Yeah.
Hardcore. And Junji Ito's like, what if people were scared of spirals?
Okay. A fish that walk on land. Yeah, you're right. I remember when we did Uzumaki, I was like, there's no fan service in here.
No. Yeah. And I have I like all kinds of Japanese horror, but it's very refreshing to know that's not where they have to go.
Yeah.
It seems like it's the taboo thing to do, though, right? So it's almost like a trope to do it in some of the horror movies. Well, I mean, not all of them. There's been a lot that I've seen. Hold on a second. I gotta. Takashi Miike's the only good director from. Man, dude, you didn't like Cigarette Burns? What was it? An occurrence off of I cannot remember the name of the road with Moonface. Or I kind of like Dear Woman too. That one was kind of goofy, but it's Landis, so I got to give it to him.
Yeah, but yeah, like a lot of those directors mature and kind of move away from that. Like Shion Sono, I'm a big fan of. I have been a fan of his since Suicide Club, and his newer works are much more polished than they were back then. They're still bloody, but in a very different way.
I'm like Amanda. I hate horror. Really?
Yeah, it's just not for me.
Fine.
The most fun I've had in movie theaters with Amanda is during horror movies because she refuses to go. We talk her into it, and then she gets pissed off at us.
You mean not when people yell at us for talking during the movie?
No, I'm not a fan of that. I usually have to be like...
Well, you told that dude to shut up or something when he asked if you were going to talk the whole movie. You're like, yeah.
I was just a straight up asshole a couple of times because I have to be. I'm like, oh yeah, I did tell that one time that guy was like, she's gonna talk the whole movie. I'm like, yeah, you need to move. She's gonna talk the entire movie.
Wait a minute. No, he said, are we going to? You and me.
Okay, fine. He might have said that.
Act like I'm the only one.
Elliot loves it. He can watch Amanda watch movies all day. It's like his favorite thing.
It's my favorite thing too.
Because he's like,
except for horror movies.
He's like, I just want to be able to enjoy movies as much as Amanda watching movies is. Because she's so excited and surprised by everything.
By everything. Even the things that she sees coming.
Movies were made for people like me because how invested I get in them. Like even even we watched Train to Busan, which did you guys see the trailer for the sequel to that?
Oh, I'm pumped.
There's a spin-off too.
Yeah,
or is that what's coming first?
That is what's it's like 4 years later. Yeah.
Hey, cutie Maple.
Yeah, Maple.
Yeah, he just would laugh at me every time. Like I start crying with the little girl and her dad, and I'm just.
Hey, to be fair though, at the end, my daughter and I both cried because that was a pretty movie scene.
The guy who's going to be in Eternals when he sacrificed himself.
I love that you already made connections. You're like, I'm already devoted to this guy. He's in an MCU movie, so I'm rooting for him.
Oh my god.
Do you like Satoshi Kon? 100%.
Perfect Blue is my favorite.
That's the answer. That is the right answer. But I'm gonna throw millennial actress in there after watching it so many times, and it's amazing because you don't get it until the final line is delivered in that movie, and then it becomes a different kind of movie, and you're like, oh god, that is so heartbreaking and beautiful.
It's hard not to also say Tokyo Godfathers because I feel like
they're all good.
I know.
And different, right?
Yeah. Perfect Blues, it was my first I saw of his. I saw it way too early.
How old were you?
8.
You were 8 years old? Dude, there's a rape scene in that.
I tried it out from the library and they just let me.
This is why my kids aren't allowed to go to public libraries.
Nobody's
what? That's why.
People know a lot better now than they used to, because when anime was first coming out on VHS and DVD, everyone's like, "Oh, it's just a cartoon. You're fine. Take it." No one stopped me ever.
That's so weird. I used to get carded for movie. Of course, they were like hentai type movies, but have you guys checked out The Kingdom? That is like one of my friend Father Frank's favorite. show.
3 episodes in. Me and my cousin started watching it during the quarantine.
Do you like it?
Yeah, so far. I mean, I've stopped watching it because I was watching it with Tommy, and then he left, and then I haven't ever picked it up because I felt bad going on without him. But what I've seen, I liked.
The best horror movie ever was Batman Forever.
Of which, you guys, if you want to watch any of those Batmans, you need to do it before July 1 because they will all be leaving HBO Max.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No. So if you want to, that's yeah.
How did that happen?
No, they haven't really talked about it much. They said something about their, bringing things back. They'll add new content, but I think it has to do with some licensing agreements. It has to be that they had. Those things are going to be on something else. Because I know that a bunch of the DC Superhero Girls new episode just landed on Netflix not too long ago. So I think that there's still some licensing things going on. But yeah, because I mentioned to Omar, Madddie, that I want to do one of those Batmans, not this week, but next week. And I know you wanted to be a part of that episode because then it'll be gone. And I'm not going to watch if I can't watch it for free. But that's not fair. Free. I pay for it monthly. But I mean, you know what I mean. If I don't have to download it,
yeah.
Because they're gonna be off the air.
Well,
if you ever
do a marathon.
Yeah, do a marathon of all the. And maybe they'll replace it with the Christian Bale ones because those aren't on there. So who knows? I don't know.
No, I think they're gonna be rotating, right?
Yeah,
we know the better ones.
The thing is, do they have to? Exactly. Do they have to rotate though? Like that was the whole point of.
They were playing the library, Jordan. I checked it out from the library.
Yeah. She was 8 years old checking out Perfect Blue from the library. When it totally says not suitable for children.
Yes, it's very good, very heartwarming. If you're ever looking for like a Christmas anime movie to watch, it's Tokyo Godfathers, hands down. And I've also heard that the new dub is very good because it's been released on Blu-ray. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Very, very good. I've always recommended it in my top anime movies. Pick it up.
Millennial Actress is great, but Perfect Blue and Paranoia Agent. I would say Paranoia Agent is one that gets overlooked. Perfect Blue is on a lot of people's list. Like Perfect Blue is the Satoshi Kon movie. When I hear people mention him, that just because it is the right answer. It is a wonderful movie that. Oh, yeah. It's so damn trippy and messes with your head, and you don't know what's real. And
so you killed a bug.
But I love Paranoid Agent too.
Here, wait.
I even had the plush of the dog.
Oh, from Paranoid Agent. Mm-hmm. I still have the DVD box set because they still haven't released the Blu-ray here in America. Yeah. Even HBO Max doesn't want
it. It's all licensing agreements. I'm sure they're putting them on some network or something, and they have to.
Yeah.
It's usually what it is. Eventually those agreements will expire. They will be able to have their content. But in the meantime, you can watch Mighty Ducks on HBO Max, which you can't watch on Disney Plus. And if you notice, Disney Plus.
No, it is. Remember, we found it. It's under. Nope, never mind.
No, it's on HBO Max.
Kara, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna shut up. My bad.
Because I remember when I got Disney Plus, and I didn't read the fine print. I thought that Mighty Ducks was already going to be on there. So when they said 2021, they would be available. I was like, "We've got to be kidding me!" And now we have HBO Max. Oh, because HBO has them all. So just watch them. That's how Aliens is on there too. So
yeah, because they're owned by Fox now, or Fox Disney.
But
Omar,
HBO
I'm glad.
Right,
Perfect Blue has continually been turned down for licensing by a Hollywood studio. Me too, but
Yeah.
I also think that Scarlett Johansson has enough work, so she'll be fine.
Oh my gosh!
My dad bought. Dude, I have a funny. That is so similar to my wife's story about watching Ninja Scroll. My dad bought Ninja Scroll when I was 11 without him realizing all the nudity. My favorite VHS for that year. So my wife was into anime with her kid sister. They were probably about 10 or 11, and they rented Ninja Scroll. Now, Ninja Scroll doesn't have a lot of has a lot of nudity, but not a lot of sex. But there is this one scene where the big guy's just licking the woman and her breast, and she was like, it was the most awkward, because all the family watched anime night. She was like, it was the most awkward movie night watching with my parents.
Oh, man, God, yeah.
I have that, similar, because, Wrath of the Ninja by Ninja, the thing people made, Ninja Scroll is my favorite. I know it's not good, but it's my favorite. I collect stuff from it. But there's nudity, there's like heads blowing up, there's all this like violence in there, and I remember I'm gonna just watch this with my dad. And I was very young again, and luckily, thank God, he just fell asleep like 10 minutes in, because what was I thinking? I'm like, oh yeah, let's just have this nice, friendly, like, shows my dad my favorite movie where they're cursing and there's blood and killing and nudity. Typical Catholic family stuff. That's fine.
Yeah.
No.
I remember, like, my producer Andrew and our producer Andrew and my other friend Matt came to my house one time, and I was like, you guys, I'm going to sleep. Y'all watch anime. They've never seen anime. And of all the anime movies, of course, they pick out the one hentai movie that I own.
No.
And the next day, they were like, dude, anime is so strange. And I'm like, but you watched the whole thing. And he was like, yeah, we watched the whole thing, but it was really weird, and I feel dirty. Thanks, Omar. Like, they were blaming me. I'm like, you had, like, literally 30 VHS tapes, and you chose the one that, of course, had, like, boobs out, right? So, yeah. Yeah, it happens. Here's an excellent question with, dude, I like your Hamaru. Omar, do you like SNK Neo Geo games? Hell yes, dude. King of Fighters 96 for life. And Sam Show 2. And Metals. My little girl, my little 8-year-old and I just beat Metal Slug 1 and 2. Back to back. We're going to go through 3. So I'm a huge fan of SNK Neo Geo. Would you watch a Perfect Blue? If Scarlett Johansson was the actress.
I would watch it. I mean,
nah.
I'd give it a chance depending on how they did it, but
I still haven't seen Ghost in the Shell.
Never.
I think some things to me are held so dear that
Alita
they don't need a remake.
Oh,
Alita was excellent, but to be fair, Alita was never like a proper anime. Like it had 2 OVAs, right? And that was 20-something years ago. And Alita was excellent. You are 100%. Both Amanda and I love that movie. I'm sorry, I'm throwing Sledge. You at 2 Brute 98. What is wrong with everybody? I think me and Rob are the only ones that like 96. 90, okay, 98 had Shingo, but still. Here's a good question for Amanda. What's your favorite anime? She hasn't seen a lot, but she's seen some.
I have not seen a lot.
Play it safe and say a Studio Ghibli movie.
Oh.
Oh, okay. No. Say that. There you go.
Triga.
That's a better... Triga. Look at
That's
that.
a perfect choice.
That's a goddamn choice.
I really loved Vash's Stampede, so yeah.
Man.
Brian, we've already seen Black Swan. He's not wrong. I don't know. Perfect Blue was a better movie, though.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect Blue was a... Yes. Can we make that happen, please? We need at least 2 more sequels to wrap up Alita.
It sounded like it was being set up for one, and honestly, I really enjoyed it, so I'd be happy.
You know the movie?
Yeah.
Well, James Cameron has to finish Avatar 2, guys.
Oh
and then
James Cameron's kind of stepped away from it, though. Like, right?
Well,
it's all Rodriguez.
So.
We need to make that happen. I'm still waiting on Machete Goes to Space. Anybody else waiting on Machete Goes to Space? It's just me. Like there was Machete kills, and then supposed to be Machete kills again, but he was supposed to be in space.
That's really funny.
Damn.
No.
I love those movies. All right, so let's start wrapping this up and talk about next week. Ladies, what are we reading next week? I'm sorry. What are we reviewing next week?
Silver Surfer by Dan Slott.
There you go. It's available in trade paperbacks and digitally. Also an omnibus that's out of print, but let's get that back in print sometime.
Please.
So join us for that next week. Same, I almost said Bat channel, but it doesn't make any sense since we're talking about a Marvel book. So same channel, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Maddie's already worked out the schedule for...
Oh, yeah, I need to know what I need to buy.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. We got another week. Old Guard is on the 30th.
Guard, yeah.
Old Guard's
the 30th.
Old Guard's the 30th, so let's not forget that. We got Old Guard coming up, too, on the 30th. So there you go. Omar, get them to read Thor Ragnarok. I need to finish it, too, man. So, yes.
We all do read it?
Wait. Machete kills in space is apparently... Don't you lie to me, DBC All-Star. I see that LOL at the end. I don't know how to take that. Hit that like button. All right, ladies, sign us out.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you are watching this later and you would like to tell us how you liked WE3, please comment down below. We hope you like this video. Subscribe for future videos. Hit that notification button. You can also support us through Patreon. And if you become a patron, you can vote for whatever our patron book choice is for the month for us to review, which was this one today. And also we have a Redbubble. So if you want to if you want to sport some Near Mint swag, IRL, that's the lamest thing I've ever said. You can buy stuff that way. And we hope you join us again next week.
That was not the lamest thing you've ever said. I can guarantee
wow.
that. I can guarantee you, and it won't be. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.